What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost and GeeksandGamers.com, and thanks in large part to Antonio Brown's absolute meltdown, LeBron James, one of the dumbest people on the entire planet, hasn't been in the news quite as much, but that all changed a few days ago, where he decided to take to Twitter and call for an NBA announcer to be fired, called for him to be canceled over what he said during a game between the Washington Wizards and the Houston Rockets. Take a look at the headline. LeBron calls for NBA announcer to be fired. This is on Outkick from Bobby Burack. Now, there has since been an update, which we will get to, but I want to talk about the original tweet, what LeBron James said and why, and what he was reacting to, and why even in the face of the evidence that it's not what LeBron James thinks it was, LeBron James is still doubling down and calling for someone to be fired from this. And this is all about Glenn Consor, who I can't tell you I know who Glenn Consor is, even though I did live in Virginia for 4.5 years and saw a lot of Wizards games. The name just doesn't ring a bell for me, so maybe I just wasn't watching when he was there. Maybe I was watching the wrong broadcast, whatever it may be. But Glenn Consor said something during the game, Wizards versus the Rockets. And one of the Rockets players, Kevin Porter Jr., raises up, hits a great shot. And here is the comments. Let's actually unmute it for you guys. Here you go.
What a well-designed play. And you got to give credit. Kevin Porter Jr., like his dad, pulled that trigger right at the right time.
So there you go. Kevin Porter Jr., like his dad, pulled that trigger right at the right time. Now, it's very unfortunate phrasing because Kevin Porter Jr. is not the son of former NBA player Kevin Porter. In fact, he's the son of a different Kevin Porter, and Bobby Burack outlines something that happened with that Kevin Porter. Porter's father, Brian Kevin Porter Sr., pled guilty to first-degree manslaughter in the shooting of a 14-year-old girl in 1993. Then someone killed his father in 2004 during a bar fight after he was released from prison. Now, with that being said, what was LeBron James' reaction to all this? Here it is. Oh, he thought this was cool, huh? Nah, we ain't going for this. Sorry, but that ain't going to fly. How insensitive can you be to say something like this? Beat it, man. I pray for you, but there's no place in our beautiful game for you. He's trying to get him canceled. He's trying to get this man fired. That's what LeBron James is trying to do. And first of all, we all know that LeBron James despises white people. LeBron James is a racist. He's made that very, very clear. That's the only reason he even started talking about this. Well, not too long after this, Glenn Consor, opened it up and clarified. He said, I want to sincerely apologize to Kevin Porter Jr. and clarify last night's call. Here it is. Please allow me to take this opportunity to sincerely apologize to Kevin Porter Jr., his family, and the Rockets organization for the comments I made. I mistakenly thought that Kevin was the son of former Washington player Kevin Porter and was unaware that the words I chose to describe his game-winning shot would be in any way hurtful or insensitive. I've reached out to Kevin to personally apologize and hope to be able to talk to him soon. Now, for some apologies, for some things that come out that are damage control, I'm very skeptical. This one makes a whole lot of sense. There's no way. One, I sincerely doubt that he did enough research on someone to know what the crime that his father committed in 1993 and would equate that with a positive thing. That didn't happen. It was a mistake because Kevin Porter Jr. Sounds like he would be the son of Kevin Porter Sr., who was an American basketballer, who was an NBA basketball player. But that's not good enough for LeBron James. LeBron James is now doubling down on this. So let's listen to LeBron's justification because he's saying that he needs to be fired because he was making reference to what happened to Kevin Porter Jr.'s dad. Let's listen to LeBron now.
I stand by my tweet and I stand by everything I said. So, okay, let's just say he thought that was the case. So we get scouting reports on players. And I know you guys from the media, y'all get memos and stuff from players and stuff before the game, right? Y'all get like packets and stuff when y'all come to the game and what's going on in the games, right?
Yeah, I don't think those probably detail their parents' criminal record. I somehow doubt that.
And I believe that I'm not a play-by-play person, analyst, but I believe that they do their due diligence as well, and they get their reports on teams that they're about to play, as long as their own team, right? So I was actually watching the game live last night when I heard it. And I waited. I didn't do it right away, as you've seen from my tweet. I was watching the game. So if that's the case, if I am a play-by-play announcer, right, and I'm covering a team in my local team. In his case, he's covering the Wizards. So he remembers the Kevin Porter who used to play for the Bullets, correct? The first thing I would have done, I would have said, oh, Kevin Porter Jr. is coming into town. Let me see if that's his son. I would have did that due diligence way before. And I think everyone on this call would have did the same thing. Tell me am I wrong?
Tell me my wrong. The last words from the genius LeBron James. Tell me my wrong. Still not a great command of the English language for low IQ LeBron James. But he's saying that even if he didn't do his due diligence and made a mistake, he still wants him to be fired. That's what LeBron James is saying right now, which is absolute insanity. Now, should he obviously have double checked? Yeah, he clearly should have after this. Who could foresee a situation like that when his actual father had been a disgusting criminal who killed a 14-year-old girl? That's insane. However, with all that being said, LeBron James is sticking by his guns, wants to be fired. This is a guy who put a police officer on blast for saving the life of a young black girl, tried to get him killed. This is a dude who perpetuates fake hate crime narratives. This is a man who has done more to cause racial division than maybe anyone else in basketball. That's LeBron James. But he says, no, it's not okay. Even if he did make a mistake, that's not acceptable. LeBron James is an absolute fucking lunatic and a loser and an idiot. One of the dumbest people in sports. And he's trying to get someone canceled. One, because they're white, but two, because he didn't even make that connection himself. So now he has to double and triple down. LeBron James is a bitch. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.